But what's interesting, the next morning, supposedly a UFO was seen 25 miles away from that same town in a lake, and people were around on the bank of the lake, saw this UFO supposedly come out of the lake and then just go up in the sky.
Wow, there's been a lot of reports. What year was that when it landed in that hospital? Was that recent?
That was in the late 60s.
Okay, because, boy, if that happened today, there's so many cameras on buildings and stuff, there's got to be film of it. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, but the thing what I was saying, 25 miles away, makes me think that UFO, for some reason, had to land, for some reason, maybe to cool down for a couple minutes, and then it took back off again, and then went to the nearest body of water where it could, submerge, and then submerged.
There's been a lot of reports of a correlation between UFOs and lakes and bodies of water, and I don't know what it is with it. I don't know if, like you say, maybe they use it for coolant or refuelant or something, but there's something going on there for sure.
Well, Preston Dennett, wrote a book about, the UFOs out in the ocean out by California. There's been so many sightings of UFOs coming out of the ocean in that area, and he thinks maybe there's a UFO base there at that location.
Well, yeah, that's where the famous TikTok video come from, and there's Catalina Island area? That's what you're talking about, I think.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's something going on there. There's been alleged that there's an underwater base there, and I definitely think there's something going on there. There's been so many reports throughout the years in that one area. So, I mean, it's not a coincidence.
No. And then we're getting into August 29th, Reno, for 10 seconds, about 30,000 feet, 2 white spears flew across the sky. I was laying on the beach outside and just looking at it.
Oh, my goodness. I bet there was no sound with that one either, if I had to guess.
Well, 30,000 feet, I don't know if you would. Then also on August 1st, there was a tube-like bodied structure. It flew up in the sky and saw it for 19.5 minutes.
Geez, that's for 19.5 minutes?
Well, actually 19.55. Almost 20 minutes. Almost 20 minutes. 5 seconds from 20 minutes.
Wow. Well, there was a sighting, I know, September 1st, there was one in New Mexico. It says adult male asserts that he and 2 hunting partners had been witness to 2 alien creatures and a craft. They had seen, they were hunting, and they spotted 2 creatures. And I think, actually, the guy that does the report there, you mentioned, I can't think of his name. You mentioned him. Anyway, he does the report there. I think they reported to him as well.
Yeah. Well, also, I was going to have a guest on my show that works in, Oregon's largest police department for a city. I'm not going to say the city, but you can figure that out. Him and his wife were up by Tillamook, Oregon, camping. This is last summer. And they were on some side, dirt, gravel road. And he claims he saw these 2 aliens, like wearing the silver type garb, carrying something and walking on the side of the road. And then they saw him, and then poof, they disappeared. There's been a lot more increased sightings of people not just seeing UFOs, but seeing aliens on the ground. Yeah.
Have you noticed? Noticed that too?
Well, Peter Davenport has been on my show numerous times, the past, year. And
that's who I was trying to think of, Peter Davenport.
Yeah, and he was getting a lot of reports more than ever of people seeing the aliens out in the woods, out, on back roads and stuff like that. But it's all about the same thing, that as soon as they are spotted, they disappear. Yeah. Or they cloak themselves or something.
It's funny you say that, because the 2 hunters, that's exactly what they said. They kind of tried to sneak up on it, and they just, disappeared. That's exactly what they say. Same thing. They don't know if they're cloaking or if they just literally transported somewhere else.
I don't know. I find it so interesting, all these reports, and they seem to be getting more and more heavier. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I have actually. And, I've seen a lot more reports, too, of not just mutilation of animals, but you've touched on it before, but to humans.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know. I do you believe yourself, James, that we're being visited? Because, I get some people who claim, oh, no, there's no such thing as UFOs and no such thing as aliens. But then you look at the cattle mutilation, the human mutilation. You look at, the wheat fields and all this stuff that, the crop, circles and all this stuff. Something is going on. I don't know what it is. I can't blame it all on Area 51, can you?
No, I definitely believe that, yes, they are aliens. I believe they've been coming here for a long time. I mean, if you really look back at some of the Renaissance paintings, they've got UFOs in the paintings from 400 or 500 years ago. I definitely don't think that men 5,000 years ago, without the wheel, put those pyramids together all over the world like they are without some kind of help somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah. I mean, it just goes on and on. Plus, there's roughly 100 billion galaxies with 100 billion planetary bodies in it. So you take 100 billion times 100 billion. What's the odds that there's going to be at least one other intelligent life form out there? I mean, come on.
I think so. And that's the scary part. What would you do, seriously, if you actually came close, either to an alien or, well, a UFO?
Well, I've developed a game plan years ago. My game plan is, if they're not friendly and I'm able, I'm going to put them in a judo go to night. They're going to go to sleep. And if not, I'm going to try to get some DNA on my fingernails. If they're not friendly, if I'm able, because most of these reports, people are just they can't move and they're floated out. So it's hard to say. But I'd go out fighting anyway if I could.
Yeah, I don't know. I would make me wonder. What is going on? I wouldn't be as brave as you and try to, to even touch one, because who knows? You could dissolve by touching one.
Well, that's the thing. And that's a scary thing too, because I've heard a lot of reports about where they've been shot or whatever, and they put out a strong ammonia. So who knows if their blood could be toxic to us or deadly, or they may have pathogens on them that could wipe out the race. Who knows? So yeah, it's a scary thing either way.
I don't know. Maybe that you could be on a dock fishing where you don't supposed to be, you and a friend, right? And then like these robotic creatures come and grab you and shock you and stun you. And the next thing you know, you're on a spacecraft and somebody, like a female, is trying to put her 3 fingers, because that's all she has, down your mouth and try to bring it out, her whole arm out of your nose. No, thank you. No.
And that means she's got like 10, 12-inch skinny fingers. Can you imagine somebody getting a grip up in you and coming out your nose? The terror that must be going through your head. First of all, you're minding your business fishing, and next thing you know, you've got this creature with their 10-inch long skinny fingers trying to come out your nose and manhandle you. That is terror that will last a lifetime.
Well, you can imagine, because if they're putting their arm and hand down your throat, right, to go up your nose, you're not able to breathe. You're not able to do anything. You're suffocating. You're choking to death at that point. And then you get the gag reflex. Horrible thing to go through. So that's why I think Calvin himself kind of mentioned that he got the feeling that these creatures are not friendly. Whatever they are, they're evil.
Well, yeah. First of all, we've touched on this before. Anything that will take you against your will and do things to you, and not very good things, and then try to brush your memory away, it's not because they got empathy. It's because they don't want to leave any evidence or want you to remember. It's that. Put it like this: if I did what they did to people, I would be talking to you from a jail cell if I was allowed right now.
Oh yeah, for the rest of your life, And then, and actually, in some countries, they might just take you, like China, right, and shoot you. Okay, and then sell your organs to the highest bidder, huh?
Absolutely. Listen, that's some scary stuff. And there's a lot of them that say they're abductees, and then there's some that say they're contactees. But I got a strong feeling that most of these people They were taken against their will. They didn't volunteer for this, and that's something I wouldn't volunteer for either, because God knows what they could do to you if they even bring you back. Look at all the missing people that come up missing. There's got to be a correlation with that somewhere.
Well, I think that there's a lot of people have gone missing because maybe they got a free ride. But, again, we don't know what their diet is. And I keep thinking that old Twilight Zone, episode, like to serve man. Okay, well, I'm not going to go to my own barbecue. Thank you. No. It's funny you mentioned that, but it's true. Yeah, I did actually, honest to God, I seen a report 25, give or take, years ago. And I don't know if it was legit or not, but if it was, it showed back then that our government knew of 168 different races of aliens that have visited this Earth. That alone is mind-boggling. And just with anything else with humankind, there's good ones, bad ones, and worse ones. So, and that goes with animals too. So who's to say it doesn't go with different species of aliens, not to mention 168 different races of them? Oh, yeah. Don't forget, though, they're all here to serve man, and they give off orbs. They're here to protect us. But if that's the case, okay, why is Antarctica like melting in Greenland? It's all melting. Why is our climate's changing? Why are we still having wars and killing people? If they're here to help us, we shouldn't be going through any of that. Maybe it's my feeling, in which people don't like it when I say this. Maybe that's what they're pushing us for. Maybe they're pushing us for some reason to, change our climate for some reason, because maybe they want to use our planet. Remember that TV show, Invaders? Oh, I watch it every week. I watch it. Well, maybe this like them. Maybe there's aliens that are pushing, for Antarctica to melt. And all this stuff, we basically kill ourselves off so they can come in here and they have a beautiful paradise of what they want. Yeah, because who knows, maybe their planet or maybe their bodies have to have a really hot planet. Well, so maybe they have to have a high content of water, Or carbon monoxide, who knows? But whatever it is, they're definitely they're here to serve their purpose, not ours. I'm sure of that. Well, don't forget, there's 25 million cloak, spaceships circulating Earth to protect us. You know that. I've been told that. Well, let me put it to you like this. With the 25 million cloak spaceships circling the Earth, mixed in with the, I don't know how many millions of space junk that's out there, plus the 4,000 plus satellites, who's directing traffic? Well, it certainly isn't the United States of America at this point, I can tell you that. Yeah, right. Oh my. Yeah, we can't even tell how close a asteroid is from. Yeah. Hey, this one, don't worry about it. It's not going to hit Earth. Plunk. Right. Maybe they was talking about the flat one, but the other Earth. I don't know, but they really missed the ball on that one. Yeah. Hey, James, it's been really fun having you on for the hour. We got a little bit of information out about sightings in Las Vegas and Reno and all those cool places in Nevada. And you know what you would think about? One state that has the least, I should say, reports of UFOs is Nevada. Figure that one out. Yeah, I think that's probably controlled. Who knows? But I must say, I got a lot more material for tomorrow night. Thanks for having me on. Had a great time, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay, my friend, stay out of trouble and go get a nice big bowl of those Frosted Flakes. All right. Okay. Bye-bye. You take care. Okay, well, we got Hercules coming on here in a couple minutes. We're going to go to break here in about a minute. Make sure you check out our website at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. That's www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. A big shout out to all the truckers that listen to the show when they're out at night on the, making their runs, and they're lonely and they want something to listen to. I get a lot of truckers that listen to our show. A lot of people in Australia are finding us. It's crazy. I thought UK was our biggest audience. It's now starting to becoming, Australia. I'm glad you found me, mates. I just want to tell you, we try to bring entertainment the way it should be. No, I'm not a hardcore host. I like interviewing my guests like if they were sitting here in the studio and maybe we're drinking a Coors beer and just talking back and forth about the subject. I think it's so much more interesting that way. Anyway, we're going to be going on break, and we'll